Good evening, everyone. My name is Damon Jones. I'm from the admission department. I'm here with Ben Cromwell from the English department at Marietta College, and I'm going to ask him to introduce himself. And he's going to tell you guys a little bit about the English department at Marietta College, and then from there, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. Welcome, Ben.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Damon. I'm Ben Cromwell. I'm a professor in the English department, Marietta College, and I primarily teach writing. Um, the English department here is absolutely fabulous. We teach so many different exciting classes, and I'll tell you a little bit about some of those. Um, we've got classes, that are pretty standard to English, like literature of Great Britain, literature of the United States, Shakespeare, all of those kind of classic classes that you would kind of expect out of an English degree. But we also have these other classes that, are just emblematic of the creative nature of the faculty here at Marietta. Concepts of tragedy, representative American writers, African American literature, literature of the apocalypse. We of course teach Bible as literature, but we also teach female detective novels. Heather Sowards in the English department teaches that one, and it's incredible that we're going to go through a class based all around talking about the different literary aspects of detective novels with female protagonists in them. For myself, like I said, I primarily teach writing, and I tend to teach things like creative writing, intro to creative writing, short story, creative nonfiction, poetry, but I also teach writing for children and young adults, which is a class where I teach people how to write picture books and poetry for middle grade students, and also graphic novels. We do graphic novel scripts. This fall, I'm teaching script writing. So if you're interested in writing a screenplay or a play, you can do that. And I think next year I'm teaching horror literature. So, there's just a huge variety of amazing classes that you can take out of the English department. We offer a major and then an English minor. We also offer 2 writing minors. There's a tech writing, business writing minor, and then there's also a creative writing minor. And here's the thing, I can't stress enough how marketable this is, which is probably not the first thing that you've ever heard about English. I mean, there's jokes about English majors and things like that, but honestly, English is one of the most marketable degrees that you can get. There's just so much that you can do with it, a huge variety. We have people on faculty and graduates of our program who have gone on to be software engineers, hospital administrators, technical writers, public relations specialists, attorneys, CEOs. I myself also do freelance writing on the side with this, and I publish novels. So, there's just so many things that you can do with this. You could also teach. English is also an incredible gateway to a graduate degree if you're looking for higher education. And if you are in a different program and you decide to double major in English or have a minor in English, it just adds so much to any other degree that you have. Because what English is really about is analysis and critical thinking and, being able to reason well. Especially our minors like tech writing. We have classes in that are designed around how to write for business. I mean, that's an incredible skill. I teach grant writing. I taught grant writing this semester. And then, so if you're looking for a job in a nonprofit, in the nonprofit sector, we offer classes that, go in that direction. And of course, the creative writing minor. I mean, writing is just so important in today's workforce. even if you're going into an engineering degree or a science degree, you still need to be able to write well and to communicate well. And so, you know, picking up those classes, picking up those writing minors, or, you know, double majoring with English is a really good idea, just because it actually makes you hugely, hugely marketable. Um, I just can't say enough good things about the English department, and it all really starts with our faculty. We have an incredible faculty that is full of just brilliant people who are all excellent writers. The chair of our department right now, Dr. Anderson, won a Pushcart Prize for poetry. You know, we've had several people that have, you know, worked as editors for magazines. You know, these people are professional writers that have great experience with this, and you know, they're just fabulous at teaching, super committed to their craft, incredibly committed to the students. And you know, I can't say enough good things about the faculty in the department. It is an incredible place to work. It's an incredible set of students that we get to work with. I think the English department tends to draw some of the most brilliant students from the college. And, you know, I just love working here. I really, really love working here. Let's see here. Did I miss anything?
I think you covered. Yeah, I think you did well, man. That was a great overview for sure. For you know, kind of what we wanted to do. Love it. Love the start. That is it's now open for questions. For anyone that's attending, you guys are now able to send in questions. Reach out with whatever you have going on. Ben, if you could you talk a little bit about how classes are going right now with COVID-19 things?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So for me personally, this actually wasn't that big a shift from my classes. You know, writing and literature actually lends itself pretty well to being adaptable to online learning. So, you know, when we went out for spring break, I'd been meeting with students. We were working on papers and things like that. When we came back, we never got to go back into the classroom, but I reached out to all of my students via email. We set up, you know, Zoom classes. So I've been meeting at least 2 times a week, usually 3 times a week with my students via Zoom. And, you know, it's been pretty seamless really for me. I get on there, I get to interact with my students still through distance learning. They are still turning in their assignments. I'm still able to communicate really well with them. And I know that it can be a little more challenging with other subjects, with chemistry labs and, you know, some other things like that. But honestly, we've just got such a committed faculty that I think everybody's pretty much making it work. I still feel a really good connection with all of the students that I have. And to be honest, I think some of my students actually prefer distance. You know, they feel more comfortable being at their homes, and they feel pretty comfortable with technology. And so, you know, I'm trying to be adaptable to that. I'm trying to just kind of roll with it. And so far, I've had really good results.
Absolutely, that's awesome. Great to hear. You know, the students are still engaged in your classes for sure. The next question we have is, why would someone choose Marietta College's English department over another OAC school or a similar school whenever it comes right down to it?
Well, I mean, like I said, I can't say enough about the faculty. And it's not like, I'm sure other colleges, I'm sure other places, you know, all the professors would claim that their department is great. But it's really true here. I really like my colleagues. I think they're absolutely brilliant people. And I know that they're just incredibly committed to what they do. I mean, Dr. Sowards, for instance, you know, she really is focused on Victorian literature. She's focused on feminist literature. And she's just doing incredible things with her classes. Dr. Hogue, she's been putting together these classes once a year that are all based around a particular writer in a region, and she takes students actually out to the regions where these writers lived. So I know that, a couple of years ago, they had a trip to California because they were studying California writers. I mean, that's commitment right there, to take everybody out there and see that. They're just incredibly creative people, and they love the subjects that they're teaching. And I just think that they're brilliant.
Awesome, man. Wow, that's crazy. A trip to California. I should have been. I should have been in the program.
I know our trip to New York this year got canceled because of COVID, but
Makes sense. Make it probably the right thing to do.
yeah,
Ben, are there any courses, not that you teach, but just within the department altogether, that cover Old English literature?
oh yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. We've got. I mean, we always have survey courses that cover early British literature, and I mean that is back to Beowulf, and even before that, some of the epics that come out of Germanic literature. So yeah, there's absolutely those, but we also have people who teach in those eras. I know people teach classics. I know that people teach specific literature of that era as well. Yeah, we've got lots of classics courses that are devoted to that kind of like older English literature. I myself tend not to teach that stuff. I teach more modern things, but I know that Joe Sullivan, I know that Dr. Sowards, I know that Dr. Livingood all teach kind of older stuff, and they're great at it. Yeah.
Awesome. Can you talk just a little bit about the internships opportunities that students have?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
Or that you've kind of heard about, just things kind of with different opportunities that students have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a ton of internships available here. We're always looking for experiential learning opportunities. I know people have been copywriters at different places. The one that I'm pretty involved in is this thing called the Writers in Residence program. So in Washington County, right here in Marietta, actually, we have a juvenile correction facility. And what Writers in Residence does is we actually send students to the juvenile correction facility to teach a creative writing component to the residents there. And this year we had 5 students who had signed up for that. And so every week they went to the facility, taught these lessons, really forged this strong connection with these students who are at this facility who are, just incredibly high need, and did some absolutely amazing work with them, giving them skills that they need to be successful academically, to be successful in life, and also, doing some of that kind of emotional work that comes with, that kind of creative writing. Just invaluable stuff. We saw amazing transformations that were happening with the residents that we were working with. There's a bunch of other different types of, internships as well. There's a leadership in residence program that goes on, and some other things like that. But yeah, lots and lots of ways that you can get involved, get experiential learning happening. One of my grant writing students is doing an internship this summer with the Marietta Community Foundation. She started out talking to them during the grant writing class and just happened to make a connection with the executive director and asked if they had any internships, and she's got a summer job basically. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Awesome, man. Those are great opportunities for sure for any incoming student. Is there a specific grade level, or as in freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, that kind of can sign up for these things, or are these things kind of open to anyone within the English major or minor department?
All right. Well, okay. You got to not quote me on this because I'm a first year professor at this point.
Absolutely.
To my understanding, I believe that anybody can get involved with this if they're interested. I know that, we kind of encourage people to take those experiential learning components, at least by their junior and senior year. In fact, we require people to do some sort of experiential learning component by their senior year. But as far as I know, if you're interested in getting involved with the community, or you're interested in, doing something that kind of ties your learning into the real world, that's open. I mean, you can do that as a freshman. Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. Great to know. Great for some incoming students that have tuned in, and great for just kind of overall, information. The next question we have is, what do you love about Marietta College? What sets it apart for you?
Oh man, I mean, the biggest thing for me is the community here. Um, it's a really tight-knit community. I feel very close to the people who live in this town. We have this incredible downtown area right by the river. There's cool shops down there, but also, I mean, just the events that happen down on Front Street throughout the year. There's a huge opportunity to meet people in the community, to get involved. There's a bridge that goes across the Muskingum River that got shut down this year, a walkable bridge, and this is just one example of being able to get involved in the community. So the whole community kind of came around to this idea of the bridge, and that they wanted this bridge back open. And now there is an organization that got started around trying to reopen this bridge. And my grant writing class saw this issue happening, and got really into, well, can we help out with the grant writing that's going on to raise money to reopen the bridge for downtown? That's the kind of connection to community that you're not necessarily going to find everywhere. It's a small town. It's walkable. It's safe. It's beautiful. And there's just so much connection that happens here, and that's what I really appreciate about it. I have 2 kids, and I think this is a great place for my kids too. It's just got such a healthy community.
Awesome. I know you touched on it a little bit earlier. If you could, can you kind of elaborate some more on what classes you'll be teaching this fall, and what class are you looking most forward to this fall?
Oh yeah, I got a lot of classes that I'm looking forward to this fall. I'm going to be teaching, I always teach a freshman composition class, so writing 102. I love teaching the freshman composition class. It gives me a great connection with the incoming students, the first year students. Helps me to keep my finger on the pulse of all the students that are coming in. But it also gives me this opportunity to share everything that I love about Marietta College with those students, and to share my love of writing with them. So I'm teaching that class, and I'm super excited about that. Always super pumped. I'm also teaching a script writing class. So I'll be teaching screenplays and plays in conjunction with the theater department in the fall. So that's going to be really fun. I'm teaching a short fiction class, so I'll be teaching short story, which I think this will be my first time teaching short story here at Marietta. But it's going to be an incredible class. We're going to do a lot of great reading. We're going to do a lot of great writing for that. And then I'm trying to think of what my other class is that I'm teaching this fall. Might just be another writing 102, which is great. Like I said, I love the writing 102s. But the one I'm really excited about, the one that I'm most excited about, is next spring. I'm teaching writing for children and young adults. My degree, I have a Master's of Fine Arts in creative writing, specifically for children and young adults. And so being able to teach, how to write a picture book, being able to teach how to write a graphic novel, for me, that's incredibly exciting. because that's what I do professionally. Is I write novels, I write graphic novels, I write picture books, and so being able to share that thing that I'm so passionate about, very, very excited about it.
Awesome, awesome. What is your favorite course that you've ever taught in all the years of you teaching? Favorite course?
Oh man, uh, wow, that's a tough one because I've taught a lot of courses in a lot of different places. I would have to say my favorite course that I've ever taught was actually a survival course. Um, I used to teach. Uh, I used to teach outdoor education in southern Missouri, and I used to do this survival simulation. So we would take groups out into the wilderness and basically teach people, if you were in a plane crash, right, and you landed in the middle of the woods, what could you do to survive? And I loved that class because it was hands-on. People are eating bugs, people are building shelters out of sticks and things like that. And I honestly though, like I still use that methodology for my classes when I'm teaching at Marietta College. Like I'm still trying to find that connection to hands-on. I'm still trying to find that connection to, how does this thing work in the real world? So when I'm teaching grant writing, for instance, I'm not designing my course around a textbook. I'm designing my course around, who are the nonprofits in the area? Who are the different, stakeholders in the community that are writing grants? And how can I give the students the experience of being in the community, understanding a need, and filling that need with a grant, So yeah, kind of a funny course to have, but it taught me a lot about teaching.
Awesome, awesome. Wow, it was off the wall. Wasn't ready for that from an English guy. That's awesome though. Pretty cool, man. Um, so from some other questions that kind of have come up, one, they'll kind of wrap it up with this one, I think, is just, what really, in your opinion, can kind of set like your courses for, if someone signed up for classes and there's these different professors, they see your name, they're like, yes, I want to take Professor Cromwell's class. What kind of sets you apart?
Wow.
Hard questions, tough questions.
Yeah. I mean, I like to think that I have a good connection with my students. I'm always interested in building rapport with students. I just want people to feel like they're going to have a good experience in my class no matter what. They're going to learn a lot. They're going to be able to leave my class with something tangible that they can take with them and apply, either in the rest of their academic career or for the rest of their lives as they're working. I think that I'm a friendly person. I think that I, try to take good care of my students. I feel like I try to connect with my students. But also, my class is going to be fun. I don't care what I'm teaching. It could be the most subject of all time. We're going to find a way to have fun. I mean, we're still going to get some serious learning done, but if you can't have fun with it, that's I want to be engaged with that. I want people to care about it and be passionate about it.
Absolutely. Is there anything else overview that you would like to give, that you'd like to share?
Not really. I think we covered pretty much everything. This has been really great. I'm appreciating the questions.
Absolutely. I think we covered most bases. Is there any contact information that you could provide to our participants? That way they could directly reach out to you or someone within the department with any further questions that they have?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. My email address is bpc003@marietta.edu, and you can definitely feel free to send me emails. I'm pretty responsive to those. I'm going to just real quick here pull up our department chair's email as well. So our department chair right now is Nathan Anderson. Like I said, he's a great guy too. He's a poet by training, but also teaches business writing. He's also a veteran. Um, just a really good guy. And he'd be happy to take any questions or comments that you have as well. And his email address is npa001@marietta.edu. So if you want to reach out to us, please do. Feel free. We're happy to take questions.
Absolutely. So again, I'm Damon Jones. I'm from the admission department. You can reach out to us as well at admit@marietta.edu. With any questions that you have. If you can't get a hold of Professor Cromwell, or just if you have any admission questions in general, we'll be in touch. We obviously work at the same place, so we'll be able to kind of correspond with one another with any questions that anyone has. Again, thank you so much, Professor Cromwell, I'm sorry, and thank you for all the participants that came out and joined us this evening. That's it. Nothing from anyone else. We'll wrap it up, and everyone stay safe and take care.
All right, thank you so much.